Deep in the heart of Texas.
The hell do you guys want? And more important than that, how the hell did you find out where I was at? If they want some answers, they should have sent someone with some authority. Do you agree with me? Well, it really don't matter if you agree with me or not. On second thought, once you just sit your little carcass down at that table, I'll answer every little question you got. Before we get started with anything, like I said, we're on my time, so we're going to do things like I want to do them. I want to cover something right off the bat.
We're in the business of winning.
The first thing I want to be done is to get that piece of crap out of my ring. I'm serving notice. I don't give a damn what they are. They're all on the list, and I'm fixing to start running through all of them.
We're in the business of winning.
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
It's been so fast you can't even talk about it. Things are just popping right now. Things are starting to cultivate. Things are starting to grow. Things are getting real colorful.
Look at. We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Don't lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Are you kidding me?
We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, absolutely total control right there. Watch this. Champion's prerogative, and I just exercised that option.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Yeah, if he wants to keep an eye on me, don't look behind you. Oh, no, don't look in front. Don't look to the sides. Look straight up, because I'm right on top of you. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
And any crying or any excuses is just sour grapes.
We're in the business of winning.
And I think that the spotlight should go on top of me. Yeah.
We're in the business of winning.
The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning. We're in the business of winning.
Don't bet against me.
I don't bet anyway.
Don't lose your life.
We're in the business of winning.
Don't degrade the champion at any time. Yeah, I am the cream, yeah. The cream of the crop. And there is no one that does it better. On balance, off balance, doesn't matter. I'm better than you are, yeah. I'm on my way. And nothing is gonna stop me. Nothing's gonna stop me.
And we had non-believers all along the way. I have one thing to say to those non-believers. Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid, and you never go wrong.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
The hell do you guys want? And more important than that, how the hell did you find out where I was at? If they want some answers, they should have sent someone with some authority. Do you agree with me? Well, it really don't matter if you agree with me or not. On second thought, once you just sit your little carcass down at that table, I'll answer every little question you got before we get started with anything.
All right, we are live. Oh, we gotta do our cameras here.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah.
At this point, we're just eye candy.
All right. Let me pop this out. Get this over here. Let me know. Wait, you gonna... You there, Ian?
Yeah.
You got your camera on or no?
Yeah. Right, you picking that up? Oh wait.
Nope.
Turn on camera. There we go. Just gotta click the button.
All right.
You go with the 0 head?
Yeah. Cut my hair. Since it's really cold outside, you know.
Efficient.
Yeah. I'm streamlined. Hold on, I wanted to get us up
Save
at the
money on
top.
those cuts.
You haven't paid for a haircut since like high school. True story. Boom. There we go. We're good to go. All right. We're doing conference championship games for college and then a few NFL. If Ian has any NFL or not. I think you yeah, you won last
NFL
week.
Tomorrow with Ren.
Oh, okay. So you won past week, so you can go first.
My super dog, the Aggies. I told you. Crazy. I thought that would be the craziest game, but there's a lot of crazy games, but the Aggies actually handled them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good, right? Aggies need something going into next year, so we'll take it.
All right, first game up here. I got TCU minus 2.5 versus K-State. I've seen too much TCU this year to think. I mean, I'm surprised that it's this close, but I was watching K-State versus Kansas last week, and honestly, like I think through like the first 3 quarters, you know, they were just like Kansas wasn't out of it. Kansas muffed the first punt of the game, and at like their own like 2-yard line or 5-yard line or something, and gave K-State like 7 points, and then I think they also gave up a safety. I'm not sure, but they kept that game within a touchdown from, you know, into the 4th. K-State did not look that good to me, and TCU I think is probably going to be the weakest of the 4 college football playoff teams.
Who you said K-State? Oh, of the 4.
TCU, yeah.
Of the 4 play-ins, okay.
So.
Well, that's even if they win, right? I mean,
yeah,
if they lose, right, or something. What was the top 4?
So I think if they lose, so you're going to have Ohio State, and then you're going to have the argument of, do you penalize TCU for making their conference game, their championship game, or do you like give it to Ohio State? But even then, TCU's got better wins. It's just Ohio State's got that name recognition, and honestly, I bet if you put these teams up against each other, Ohio State would beat TCU. But I guess they do factor that in. But if you went on resume, TCU would get in, and I guess you can't penalize them for being their championship game. I don't know. That's why it's a toss-up.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Bama
think,
sitting there at
like,
6.
if Georgia loses, they're probably still in, right? More than likely.
First loss.
Michigan, too, if they lose, they're probably still in because that'd be their first loss, which would help Ohio State, too. If LSU wins, the Aggie loss probably killed them. They're probably not in. Same with K-State. TCU, I don't know. TCU, Georgia, and Michigan are probably locks because they all are undefeated.
Yeah, that's why. TCU for sure. That's one of the toss-up ones. You would have to penalize them for losing just for making their conference championship game.
Yeah.
Which I did see an interesting fact that someone said, which was TCU was left out in like 2014 or something, when TCU and Baylor were like
5 and 6.
I think they were 3-4 or something. No, but then they got moved to 5-6 because they didn't make their champion. There was no championship game.
Oh,
they
yeah.
They said that it would be funny because
why didn't y'all have one that year?
They hadn't given one. The Big 12 didn't make one yet. After the teams left, they just crowned a conference champion. They didn't have a game, and then after that, they made the game. But
Gotcha.
It'd be funny, or I don't know, really funny. TCU wouldn't think it was funny, but if they lost out in the college football playoff because they didn't have a championship game, and then if they lost this one, they would lose out on the college football playoff because they had a game.
Yeah.
That would suck.
So, I guess I'm just trying to think. I mean, I guess Ohio State's really the only other team that's not playing in a championship game who might sneak in if someone loses, right?
Yeah, I saw people talking about Bama, but I don't see how Bama gets in. They're just sitting there at 6.
Yeah, and they have
maybe
2-3 losses.
2 losses, I think. Tennessee and LSU.
Bama has 2 losses, yeah. Tennessee too.
Yeah, I'm not sure how. I think Ohio State's the only one with the shot. But I guess if USC and TCU go down, if USC goes down, that's a 2-loss team. Then that opens the door for sure for Bama and LSU. I think LSU should be ahead of Bama. Well, no, they're going to lose to Georgia.
Wow, TCU's like 10th on the power rankings. That's crazy.
Dude, look at their strength of schedule. It might be like 1 or 2 or something on strength of schedule and strength of record.
Oh my God. Look at this guy. What, Ren?
Am I on the stream or what?
No, call in. Hang on a second. I'm going to hang up with you. Oh, wait. Are we all together now?
No, I think you just came back to mine, Nick.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, is Ren coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, trying to make an entrance.
Where is our this is great great content.
You know what, this is the real world, all right?
Okay, we all together now? Hang on. All right, we're all together now?
Well, you got 4.
And then Ren dropped out.
Do I need to show you my camera or what?
Might have to redo it again, yeah.
All right, and you're probably going to have to reposition.
That's okay. Ren, can you hear us?
Yeah. What up?
Oh my gosh, this guy here.
Chilling in a hospital.
Are you good to go or what?
Hooked up to an IV, got my morphine drip going a bit. Nick, your light makes you look like you're almost bald.
Yeah, I know. It's a little shiny on my head.
Yep. So we're talking Daddy Champ games?
Yeah.
Or champion conference champs?
Yep. That's exactly what we're doing.
Ohio State should be in it, no doubt about it.
Think so, huh?
No. Right now, Ryan, who you got right now? Who do you have not in it?
Who do you think TCU beats and that's ahead of them? Do you think TCU beats at Ohio State?
Ryan,
It's
TCU
not
has
about
the best strength of schedule and record.
Yeah, it's
And
not
they
really
haven't
about
lost.
who you would think they would play. It's who deserves to get in.
Yeah, but hasn't that always been the argument? Like,
Well-
one person says, well, we're undefeated, we're Boise State. And then the other person's like, yeah, but...
No, not for a
like-
Power 5. It's never been like that for a Power 5.
I think if TCU loses, Ren, you got the real argument on your hands, which is what we were just talking about. TCU loses, Ohio State might have a little bit of a chance. And then if TCU and USC lose, I think Bama's the next one in. Because LSU's about to get smacked by Georgia.
No, Ohio State's the next one in.
Right, after Ohio State, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Like the next one to have a little bit of a chance.
Gotcha.
Maybe Tennessee, or does Tennessee have 2 losses?
They have 2
Bama
losses.
has 3, right?
No, Bama has 2.
Aggies just go in and throw a wrench into the whole thing last week.
Yep. At least we could do something for y'all. For everybody.
Oh, God. Who'd y'all pick to win the Pac-12?
Early on in the season?
You mean you mean USC and Utah?
Utah, yeah.
I got USC -3. I think USC's getting good at the right time of the year.
I do too, but I think Utah might be favored. Or am I wrong?
No.
USC's 2.5 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
I think Caleb Williams. I think he might be an ex-Longhorn, like Heisman favorite.
No, he's an ex-Sooner.
He's an ex-who?
Sooner. He went with Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley gutted the Sooners, brought like a few players with them, and then that's what kind of worries me. Here, Ren. Well, I just said I have TCU -2.5 versus K-State.
Yeah. Agreed.
And then
wait.
I'll just run down mine real quick.
We can go game by game. I think it's better if we just go game by game.
Yeah, let's do it then. All right, Ren. So it's a little worrisome because K-State's like I'm trying to think of a team that's kind of similar to them. Like they have to, when they do everything right and they're real methodical and they don't really do anything like super good, but they're like a real disciplined team who,
like the Titans.
Yeah, like the Titans, or I guess that's a good
K-State's
NFL.
a little more high flying offense though, right?
Well, Deuce Vaughn, it's only Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah, like their quarterback only 6 touchdowns.
So they've now gone from Martinez to Will Howard, and he's definitely better. But Deuce Vaughn is their kind of just big play hitter, like a super just frustrating little gnat dude. That guy just comes at you and like you can't really get him on the ground. He's like one of those little
Darren Sproles.
Yeah, kind of like Darren Sproles. A little more stout, I think, than Darren Sproles. But I was. Did you watch the game against Kansas, Ryan? I was saying that they couldn't really put Kansas away till like late in the fourth, despite Kansas muffing the very first punt of the game.
TCU?
No, K-State last week.
Break down this tiebreaker. Doesn't Texas have the same amount of losses?
Don't want to talk about. No.
Texas has 4 losses.
Texas has 1 more loss than K-State. So if Kansas had beat K-State, Texas would have been in because they own the tiebreaker over them.
Yeah, I got TCU as well. But even though TCU has won a lot of games with some luck. Like you thought they were winning by 60. That was at the beginning. They got the Big 12 schedule. Like when they played Texas, it's just, ridiculous. And
I took, I don't know, the 2.5 point line spread seemed too small for me. I was expecting more like a touchdown, but I did take the over 62 is what I'm going to go with in this game.
Yeah, I was looking at that too because TCU by itself could sometimes do that. And then Will Howard's the quarterback. Like, it could be back and forth. TCU gets in a lot of those games back and forth. They just happen to have the ball at the last possession.
Yeah, I mean, the points per game for these teams on average is 74, almost 75.
Yeah.
Although K-State's points allowed per game is under 20, which seems that just doesn't. It feels like that's a bit of a deflated number.
Well, they were just super methodical. They hold the ball for a long time.
Right.
They just basically run all the time.
Yeah, but when K-State's scoring a lot, they're long, methodical drives, which is the problem. It's their defense. That's why I think it's kind of misleading because they have a really good defense. So when they do score a lot of points, the games are usually low scoring because their defense is holding people out.
TCU or K-State?
K-State. TCU's more offensive. TCU has a good defense, but K-State has a better defense for sure.
I guess did y'all both go Georgia?
Well, the next one I got. Yeah, y'all just want to pick a list to go down. You want to go down my list or Brent's list?
Let's do Utah USC next.
All right, I got Utah plus 2.5 versus USC. Ryan, do you have your TV on?
No, I'm just in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
In the waiting room. What do you hear?
Early, like people talking or something. I thought it was a TV. So USC lost to Utah 43-42. That was at Utah. So this line is like dead on. Basically everything I just read doesn't help at all.
Right.
But
USC has only gotten better and hot at the right time.
Man, I got the reason I got Utah is so their offense can go blow to blow with USC. We know that. They're 20th in yards per play. And 10th in red zone touchdown percentage, and then USC has just a ferocious defense. And then Utah is the Pac-12 #1 defense, and they only allow 20 points per game. And I'm not sure if this is a neutral site game. I think it is neutral site. Defense usually travels better than offense. I think USC, I mean, it could literally be another 1-point game. Maybe USC wins this one, but it was so close that since we're talking about championship games this week, you're going to give me 2.5 points. Let's go Utah, baby.
Yeah, it's not a bad way of looking at it. I just think South Carolina's just, or South Carolina. I think USC's just, I think their offense is just humming right now. Utah has a good offense too, but they do, like, from time to time, they can be a little disappointing. I'm thinking about, like Utah, lost 20-17 against Oregon 2 weeks ago.
That's the one everybody thought was to be high scoring.
Yeah, it just they just seem to kind of miss every so often. USC has just, 38-27 against Notre Dame, and then the 4 weeks before that, they didn't score under 40 points. 41, 45, 55, 48.
Side note, against Notre Dame, I won $50 from my uncle.
Okay, hang on. This is going to be at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, by the way, Ian.
So that favors.
That's
either one, I guess.
To
probably closer to USC a little bit, yeah.
But I mean, if there's any Mormons watching Utah, Mormons travel well.
Yeah.
They're probably all for BYU though, but
yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how many Mormons like Utah, but I took USC. I just took a -2.5. Although it's funny, the matchup predictor on ESPN has Utah 61% favored, which is kind of weird.
I have to keep from looking at that when I'm making bets because that thing will throw me off.
Yeah, what is that? Is that based on ESPN or people voting on ESPN?
I think it's fans voting. So
Okay.
that's what I have to get through my head. It's just like people like us.
Right.
Well, ESPN does have FPI though. That's not what y'all are talking about, huh?
No, it's just this little. If you use the app, it'll show like a graph, like a circle.
According to ESPN Analytics, that's what it says.
I don't know, dude. I think that might be FPI.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think ESPN Analytics would be the fans, right?
It's mainly the FPI. I think you're right, Ian. Because I clicked on the analytics and it told me took me to the FPI.
That's right. Don't come to me.
Yeah, they have Utah ahead of USC by like 4 or 5 spots. That's crazy.
I mean, you guys know normally you put a team up against Utah, I'm like, let's go Utah, baby. But I've gone with Utah all year, but I just think USC pulls this one out. I mean, I was Caleb Williams last week. It looks like they've kind of just figured out, like, we run the ball only when we're ahead. We just want the ball in Caleb Williams' hands because that dude is completing his passes. He's running for first downs when he needs to. Notre Dame couldn't – anytime Notre Dame even got close, he just basically made them look silly and ran for a first down or completed some pass after a scramble. I think they've kind of figured out, like, we're just going to live and die with him. And he's the best player on the field, I think. So,
Best player in college.
yeah, I think he should win the Heisman as well.
Yeah, I got USC for pretty much all the same reasons. Like they're hot. Utah's hit and miss. But that's a weird scenario. What USC will have one loss, huh?
Yeah, they're 8-4 against the spread. Utah 7-5 against the spread, which is not good. Or I mean, it's barely above average, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, so I mean, they used to not value championship games, but now it used to be Ohio State. I think would have got in over them, but I think USC wins. They're obviously.
Yeah, no, USC's in for sure. They're already fourth.
So yeah, for sure they'd be in. I think there'd be no doubt. Utah, what? Utah would probably be their best win. They beat Notre Dame, who was 15th. I guess they beat UCLA, who was 16th the week before. That's pretty good, actually. I guess back to back.
That's the thing. Like these teams that are in,
3 undefeated teams. That doesn't happen very often, does it? Doesn't feel like it.
As a consensus, people were saying TCU's the weakest, but look at their strength of schedule. It's better than all 4 of the teams, all 3 of the other teams.
Interesting. Even Georgia?
Yeah. Who's Georgia play? They're in the SEC East. They're not in the West.
Yeah, but they still played, Tennessee when they were...
I think that's it, though, right?
Oh, I don't know the best offense.
I think
Oregon at the beginning of the year. Remember, they crushed Oregon.
Oh, yeah. They might be second to TCU. I know TCU's SOS and strength of record, which I'm not sure what the difference is between them, but I know that they were the highest of the 4.
Tennessee was ranked number 1 when they beat them? That's not right.
That is right.
Tennessee, oh yeah, because they just came off beating Bama. That's right.
Right. Yeah, and Georgia just shut them down, shut their whole offense down.
Yep, they did. But yeah, you're right, Ian. It's not as impressive as in past years.
But their defense is just insane.
Yeah.
We're talking about Georgia.
We'll get into my love for
I took them
Georgia
17.
in a second.
Took them 17 over LSU. I know it's a big number, but Georgia's holding people to like 10 points.
Yeah.
Is that y'all's next game? Y'all want to get into that one?
LSU Georgia, yeah.
Just did, bub. That's
All right, go ahead, Ryan.
Y'all give me 2. Y'all keep going. Y'all give me 2 seconds.
Well, Stetson Bennett is in the Heisman race, which is crazy to me. Pretty walk on. I don't know. LSU, I think, is more of everything has to go right. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with their offense. I haven't really looked into it, but I know they have a good defense still.
So you got Georgia covering, right?
Yep.
What did you say?
Let me pull up my notes here. I mean, dude, Georgia, they got the number 1 defense, and their defense is arguably the best unit offensive defense of any team in the country. Like, it's the best. Nothing's better. And Daniel's the quarterback for LSU. He's hobbled. So if he plays, he may not be a running threat. And when he's been healthy, they've been just average on offense. And I don't know. I think when you look, Vegas has Georgia as 17.5-point favorites. What do we got?
16.5.
Right. But think about this. It's a 51-point over-under. I think that Vegas thinks here they're gonna rout LSU.
Right. That's what I think. Really holding points.
Yeah, dude. So, their defense allows 11.3 points. Jesus, man. And they got the 12th best scoring attack with 38.3. And Nick, I don't know if you heard this part, but the spread 17 and a half, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the over-under is 51. I think Vegas thinks Georgia's routing them here. And all those points, because...
what did I text y'all the other day? It opened up at like 15, I think.
I think
Guys gotta go. I'll call back in a minute.
That's fine.
What you text me was, "Hey, baby, I just got a sweet alpaca." I was like, "What?"
No, I remember. Hey, I want to find it real quick because if it did, yeah, it opened up at 15 and a half. For that game. So it's already moved to 2.5 points, which is kind of a lot, I guess, for usually for line movements.
Dude, yeah, but I don't know, man. I think the only way they're going to get action on this, I think they've just kind of found it. When the over-under is 51 and you got Georgia by 17.5, I mean, how many points are they even giving LSU here to score? And their quarterback's a little hurt, hobbled. So if he can't run, that's a big difference maker for them because their offense is average at best, LSU.
Yeah, so they're thinking it's
the number one.
They're thinking it's going to be like 17 to what, 30, 35 or something like that.
Yeah, right around there.
Yeah, well, if for football scores, right? Like 17 to 35, something like that.
Yeah, or maybe Vegas actually thinks it's going to be like 34 to 17. They just need some action.
Yeah. What was I going to look at? Yeah, the over-under is 52.5 now. So it's gone up just a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even know what was wrong with LSU against A&M. Their offense just seemed to just not get anything going. A&M, also, if A&M could run the ball like that against them, if they don't figure that out, yeah, it's going to be a long day for LSU in terms of Georgia running the ball.
Yeah.
Georgia gets over 200 yards rushing a game. So
now that you're mentioning that, I had this one as a 1, but I think just LSU ran into somebody. Like, we know the Aggies aren't that good at defense. I mean, at offense, but they could play defense. And then LSU ran into someone that's like good at defense because Bama, if you look, they haven't been the Bama of years past at defense this year. So they were able to get that one. That's obviously, though, a big rivalry game. So you can kind of toss out a lot of shit in that game. But the fact that the Aggies just handled them. And then you're
Aggies
bring
ran
in
all
Georgia,
over them.
who's just better at, every aspect of defense. I'm switching that to a 2 right now.
I actually am not too confident on a whole lot of these conference championship games. I took USC -3 at Utah, and I took the TCU K-State over 62. I haven't touched another game. I put like some bets on a parlay for fun, but in terms of our thing, I haven't put any more bets down on any of the other games. I just don't really feel like too good about any of them. Like the 17.5 point spread, even 15, I thought, like, I guess lean Georgia to cover that. But, if it's a low scoring, close game, 17 points, that's a lot of points.
I feel the same. All these are 1s and 2s for me, and it's all because in researching for this stream, I talked myself into it one way or the other, and my lead is probably so big at this point against you guys that it doesn't hurt to play at this point.
I went all 4s, because I gotta make something happen, like all 4s in the NFL.
You should bet y'all should bet every single game all 4s.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking about that. I'll probably maybe look at some more of the over-unders. What's the over-under? 52.5? I kind of feel like that might hit under. I usually hate betting unders. But I'm just thinking LSU's not going to get anything going. Georgia's not exactly the most explosive offensive team. I might go under on that one.
Hey, but they're not bad. They're not bad at offense. Let me see.
They run the ball a lot. That's what I mean. Like they're not exactly like a high flying. You know what I mean? If they get up, they're gonna run that clock down real quick.
For sure, having the number 1 defense helps your offensive ranking. But
Yeah,
I believe it's They're 11. Let me look. 11th, maybe. 12th. They're 12th best scoring attack, 38.3. But definitely a lot of that is creating turnovers when the other team on their own side of the field, or
Yeah.
interceptions, or just constantly holding teams to punt.
The over/under for the Utah USC game was 67. What do you think about that? Once it gets like over 65, I kind of hate it.
What was the over/under when USC played Notre Dame? Because Notre Dame's not near as high powered as Utah.
I mean, but Notre Dame, they've been on a roll offensively. I've been riding that over on Notre Dame games for like the last 3-4 weeks.
Didn't they get a late score for your garbage time?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they.
But it was because the first half was like kind of low scoring. I was like, man, no way they're gonna do it. And then the second half, both of them just exploded. I think it was like 62, 63, something like that. So I mean, I guess when I think about it that way, 67 doesn't seem too crazy. Man, these over-unders in college are just nuts. You always look at the NFL, and if you see one that's over 50, that's like an outlier.
Yeah.
All right, want to do the next one?
Who we got now? What do you got, Michigan?
Yeah, we can do Michigan, Purdue.
The biggest snoozer probably of this. When you look at it, I'd rather watch the Tulane game than. I think this game's going to be the most boring.
Yeah, I kind of think so too.
I think Michigan just handles them. Like, who would have, if you said Michigan versus Purdue, I guess it's one of the more lopsided conferences. Michigan, Ohio State are on one side. I guess Penn State. I think they're all on one side, huh? And then the other side is freaking Iowa and Wisconsin and Purdue and Illinois. It's just,
yeah.
It's not like it is a conference championship, but it almost doesn't feel like it every time because the three best teams are always on one side. Purdue
the Michigan
is
Ohio State game was fun to watch, though.
Yeah, Ohio State got up, but credit to Michigan. They not only came back and handled them. Like, I don't know if Ohio State really scored that much in the second half.
And I'm hating it because I was gonna pick Michigan to win. Well, I guess they were 8-point dogs. I should have picked them to win it. I had them in a lot of parlays winning straight up.
17 is a big number, but how much did Michigan beat Ohio State by? Pretty good number.
Yeah, and who is Purdue? Who has Purdue beat? They lost to Iowa and Wisconsin. They beat Northwestern 17-9.
Dude, and Purdue's their quarterback. He's been out all week. He's visiting family. I don't know if his brother died or somebody died. So as of today, he hasn't been back. So they're saying, it's uncertain, but I'm sure that he'll come back and play. But there's that tiny risk he doesn't. And even if he does, that's just a level of preparedness they're not going to have against Michigan. With all week he hasn't been there. So, and this line's not that crazy, even if he had been there.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns, a couple touchdowns and a field goal.
Michigan's another team that they're kind of. Hold on, I got the stat. They're basically Georgia.
Yeah, they run Georgia runs for 203 a game. Michigan runs for 245 a game.
Well, okay, so Corum is out for the season, but that didn't really affect them last week. I don't know if Corum suited up, but I'm sure he didn't play the whole game. But Michigan is one of 2 schools in the nation, and the other school is not Georgia because Georgia was 11th in scoring offense. So it's one of 2 schools in the nation ranked top 10 in scoring offense. They're 7th at 39.8, and they're in top 10 in scoring defense where they're 3rd. So that is like a Georgia stat. I think it's just like Michigan's just been boring people, You just expect Ohio State because they're more flashy.
They just grind you out.
Dude, they look like a complete. I would not be shocked to see. I think Michigan's the best bet, the best team to go up against Georgia easily out of this 4. I
Yeah,
can
they
see
could probably
USC
keep it
or
close.
TCU getting stomped. I think the only team that can go up against Georgia and win is Michigan. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's where if you told me to bet anybody but Georgia, I'm taking Michigan.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Brady says he's got K-State beating TCU.
Oh.
And then, of course, Wright chips in with Purdue.
You love that analysis.
Yeah, the over-under for this one's 52 as well, which kind of feels low. I feel like if Michigan gets up on these guys, they're going to put up 35, 42 points.
Yeah, they don't have quorum, though, which makes it a lot easier. I think without quorum, though, so you go from these, what usually would be like 5 to 6 yard runs that are now 3 to 4 yard runs. And quorum might break one off, but might just lead to like a Michigan just long drive, you know?
Yeah.
So it might just eat up clock because he's their home run hitter. I mean, no doubt they can just still run on him, you know, but quorum's the guy who takes he could take like an 8 yard run and make it like a 40 yard run.
Okay. Let's see. I guess we could do Clemson, North Carolina. Dude, I don't know. These championship games this year feel like they suck.
Suck for like betting purposes or
both? Like I'm not really hyped about Clemson, North Carolina, or Purdue, Michigan.
Yeah.
I guess the other ones are, I guess, okay.
That's in fault. Yeah, that's like Michigan is just so much better, but
even the Georgia LSU doesn't really have me very hyped. I don't feel like there's no consequences to that game unless Georgia just gets absolutely routed. But even then, they're still going to get in.
Yeah, that's true. But what if? But if LSU routes Georgia, and then TCU loses.
TCU losing is interesting, although I think they would still deserve to get in, being one loss.
Right, so USC loses, LSU routes Georgia.
Yeah, if USC loses, that'd probably be the most interesting.
Yeah, because that opens the door for everybody because they're not a conference champion either or any of these other people. They're not undefeated.
Ohio State's next, right?
But they're idle while LSU just routed Georgia.
Yeah, 3 loss to 1 loss, though.
Oh, LSU has 3 losses, huh?
Yeah, that's what I mean. A&M kind of spoiled this having any kind of meaning.
Classic A's, dude.
Yeah. And I don't know, Clemson 10-2. I mean, I don't think even if they route UNC, I don't think that really does much for them. Ohio State's got to be up next, right? Wright's asking for a good day, sir.
We'll work that one in for sure. What I got on this one is North Carolina Clemson under 63.5, and that's just Clemson's just got really good rush defense. I don't see they're not like neither of them have been really slugging the ball around a lot lately. North Carolina lost to Georgia Tech and NC State in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Just haven't looked good.
And they only scored 27 in 2 overtimes, only 17 against Georgia Tech. So that's not good.
Clemson lost to the Big 12 reject Spencer Rattler.
Yeah. They only scored 30. They had, I guess, a good week against Miami. They scored 40, but, I mean, everyone scores against Miami. Louisville, they only scored 31. They only scored 14 against Notre Dame. So Clemson's been pretty – their offense has been pretty crappy too. I think you talked me into that one, the under 63. That's probably a good bet.
And this is, it's a championship game. Let's say – I mean, Clemson's best bet is to get up and waste time because their strength is their run defense. So I think if you look at, one team when they get up, that's their strength. Because North Carolina's defense is garbage. They're going to have to score points. So if North Carolina gets up, they're going to have to. So, yeah, you're basically taking a 50-50 shot here. I'm just going overall. I think Clemson might be – well, I think they are the better team. And give me the better team to get up and just, waste clock and running and then telling North Carolina, good day, sir.
Yeah. If I could get UNC under that at that 7 or less, but it's at 7.5 right now, so I probably just won't touch the spread. But yeah, I like the under now that you talked about it. I'll probably go with that. And then let's see. I think that is it for the main. Unless you want to touch on UCF Tulane.
Yeah, I mean,
We got
I don't know that
we got
much
Tulane
about it.
-4. Over under is 57. I might hit that under for this game.
Yeah, let me see what my notes got here. Yeah, so Tulane did beat two-time AAC champ Cincy.
27-24, yeah.
Yeah, they crushed fourth place SMU. UCF has lost to Navy. That's not a good look. And they needed a late push to beat South Florida. So those are some not so very good teams that UCF struggling. UCF did beat Tulane. Their quarterback went wild, running all over them.
Running wild, brother.
But Tulane came back in that game, and it was like a one-score game. But their QB, though, UCF's QB, who ran all over Tulane, not only he's kind of been banged up since that game. He was pulled in the last game with a hamstring injury. So
hang on,
that
dude,
right
someone's
there,
at my door.
Oh, what is going on? I'll just keep talking then. Anyone see that soccer game? USA took down Iran. Close game. We were up 1-0, scored all over them, and then made it a little sketchy in the second half. There's a late penalty where Iran was trying to say that we fouled them in the box.
Okay, I guess not.
I was giving a soccer breakdown of USA versus Iran.
Oh, yeah? Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did, dude.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hang on.
1-0 game.
Right says if USC or TCU loses and Michigan routes and Georgia barely squeaks by, you could see the committee putting Michigan at 1, Georgia 2, and putting Bama 4.
How's Bama jumping Ohio State?
Yeah, I don't know. I
They're
guess
both idle. They have them right now as no, Bama. There's
is
nothing that benefits Bama in those wins.
Bama is ahead of Ohio State in the FPI.
But what did the committee pick? The committee would have to say we just gave y'all a bullshit ranking to just jump them over Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Man, Texas is 6th in the FPI.
Yeah, that means they fucked themselves.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's why I kept betting on them the whole entire year. They were 7-point favorites against TCU. K-State is a 2.5-point underdog, playing them in the Big 12 championship.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Penn State is 7th. Which is kind of interesting. Tennessee is actually 5th in the FPI.
Ooh, they're ahead of Texas in FPI?
Yeah. I mean, barely by 1.3 points. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess, I mean, technically Ohio State is ranked above Bama, but looking at the power index, Bama's a little higher. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead and give us your USA-Iran breakdown.
Oh, I was just saying, U.S. Dude, attacking in the first half was sick. They went up 1-0, and then second half, Iran just needed a draw. If Iran drew with the U.S., they were in, and obviously if they won, they were in. If the U.S. had a draw, they're out, so we needed a win. So Iran was playing back the whole time, just playing defense, but we were attacking. It actually was pretty sweet. We got a goal right before half, but they said we were offsides, but it was super close where they had to go to review. And then the second half, Iran. I mean, it was for not scoring a point. I can see how soccer people can say it's exciting. It was pretty exciting in the fact that if Iran scored, you knew the U.S. was out. So anytime it was kind of close to that, your butthole was puckering, right? But then Iran constantly attacking made it to where the U.S. was getting these sweet, when they
counters
were able to counter it. Yeah, for sure. They were getting these like counter attacks. They're kind of exciting. U.S. didn't capitalize on that. Then late, like in the 99th minute, there was the Iran dude fell down. Like anytime someone goes down in the box, throws his arms up at the ref, and then you're like, oh shit. Because
I think I did see that. They didn't call it.
They did review it, but yeah, his hand was like, like this. Like you could tell when someone's pushing somebody, but the U.S. guy's hand was like barely on his shoulder. You could tell the Iran dude flopped, and then U.S. won.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty sick. I mean, we go up though against Amsterdam, and if you ever play FIFA, you know Amsterdam's a juggernaut. That's my only insight on that. Is just that they're always kick ass and they score a shitload of points. Netherlands.
Yeah.
Whatever. Amsterdam, Netherlands, same shit.
You got any takes on the NFL game tonight?
Who we got tonight?
Buffalo's -4 at New England. Over. I put money on the over 43.5.
Yeah, it seemed like that's just one. It seems like Buffalo should crush, but it's one of those early games to where
Thursday night game.
Yeah. The game I thought it was the Texans-Browns, which a 7-point line with the Browns getting Deshaun Watson back seems weird.
That seems weird too. I saw that.
But no, I didn't have really a take on it. I think the Bills should win, but I wouldn't touch it because it just seems weird. Maybe the NFL is like Bill Belichick will coach his way into. It's because the Bills haven't beat the AFC East this year, right? I think they've only played 2 games against them, but I think they're 0 whatever.
I'm not sure. They lost to the Jets. That's right. I remember that. I also had the Mavs -6.5, I think.
Ooh, I got right now number 2 Longhorns are playing the number 7 Creighton. I took the Longhorns -7. They're up by 3.
Nice.
Second half just started. Dude, yeah, Longhorns and U of H 1-2. Loving it.
Yeah.
Claiming them both.
I got Mavs -6. I took Bills over 43.5. I did mean to bet on basketball NCAA, but I totally forgot. There's probably a few games still left to go, huh?
I saw a text for right that said, "Can we get a good day, sir?"
See, Arizona, Utah is for men's basketball. Kansas playing Seton Hall at 8. They're -10.5. Kansas has been a little like good, right? But not typically great. Just blowing away the teams they should.
Yeah, I think they were one of the top 4 teams, maybe, or top 5 to start the year, and I think they took 1 loss.
They're number 9 now. Yeah, bro, I'm riding high on Purdue. I've been following them. I was watching some of the tournaments over the holidays.
Dude, always a sneaky good basketball program. Purdue,
they got
dude.
This big guy named Edie. He's like an Asian looking dude. He's just an absolute monster, dude. Like there's a guy on Gonzaga with the last name Tammy. He wears the headband. He's been there for a year or 2, I think. And he just makes him look tiny, man. Like this guy Edie is just huge. It's crazy. And
you're talking about the Gonzaga Timmy?
Yeah, there you go, Timmy. Yeah, he makes him look like a point guard.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's good. Like he's mobile. He's got a little hook shot. Like he's good. He moves his feet.
Did Yao Ming and Wang Zhuzhu have a kid?
Something like that, man. Like the guy's really good.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched Purdue, but they're always ranked in the top 25. Purdue.
Yeah, they were
team.
They were a little disappointing last year, but
Dude, I remember one year when Stanford had who are those twins that went to the NBA? Twins or brothers?
Lopez. The other twins, I think.
Yeah, so whatever. The Lopez they had the Lopez bros.
Yeah.
And I was like, nobody in my office pool is gonna know about these guys. I was like, this is my secret shot. They lost the second game they played. fucking
In the
I was
tournament,
like,
you
God,
mean?
how do you lose? Yeah, like 2 7-foot like or 6'10" plus bros, and one's pretty good at offense. Brooke Lopez maybe
Yeah,
was the
Brooks
better
the
one
one
at
who's
offense.
still in the NBA. I don't know if his other brother is still in it.
But I mean, I was like, who else is gonna know this? Also won a tournament once by betting against Kevin Durant. I was like, he's not carrying the Longhorns here. And everyone in Texas in my group was like, Longhorns, Elite Eight, Final Four. They lost like a second game. They sealed it up.
Yeah. I'm trying to find Lopez brothers, and I should have been more specific.
Jesus Christ, Lopez bros.
Yeah.
Let's see if that pulls up anything. It's like 1 million articles from Texas and Mexico alone.
I'm trying to see here. Because now you got my curiosity. I think it's Brooke Lopez plays for... Yeah, Robin Lopez plays for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right, yeah, he was the better one. He used to play for the... No, wait. Brooke Lopez, I thought was the better one. He used to play for the Nets? Who used to play for the Nets?
That's the other one.
The one who could score is already out?
Robin Lopez and Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, I'm going to look up Brooke Lopez stats.
Robin Lopez is a guy who looks like Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons. Yeah, Brooke Lopez plays for the Bucks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Brooke Lopez still dropping 15 points a game. Robin Lopez probably never dropped 15 points a game.
No.
Damn, that's a long time for...
Yeah, it does feel like a long time.
14 years? 14, 15 years?
It feels like we were just watching him 5 years ago in the tournament.
So we're getting old.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I think they always say like when you're past 40, you're over the hill. I think another big like landmark is when you go from like being a kid and you're rooting for like players in college and the NBA who are like older than you. And then like once you become like 21, 22, you start seeing them as kids coming into the NBA and you're like, God damn it.
And then you get a little later in your 20s and then you see the kids of the guys that you're watching start coming in.
Yeah.
I was talking to Angela about this yesterday about how, as a kid, you think all adults got their shit together, right? You're like, man, they're an adult. They know what they're doing. And like now you're our age. You're like, wait,
there's a lot of dumb people out here.
We're just dumb kids who are now just 34 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're just the same idiots. We're just a little more like mature and we, maybe just don't do as reckless shit, but
yeah, we don't make as many fart jokes.
I mean, we won't pass on them though.
Yeah, exactly. They have to be kind of set up and obvious. We won't just make them out of the blue like we used to. Oh, man. All right, is that good? You got anything else? Do we want to run down NFL real quick? I have mine ready. I only have 5 games that I've picked so far.
You can run down yours. I mean, so we just won't do one tomorrow. We're gonna probably be sick anyways.
Yeah. I already told you I took Buffalo, New England over 43.5. I took Washington and the Giants. I got killed on my overs last week, but I took Washington Giants over 40.5. Philadelphia -5 versus Tennessee. Jacksonville, Detroit under 61.5. That feels so high. I don't know why it's 60. Maybe I put it down wrong. Maybe it's 51.5. Anyways, I'd still go under. Jacksonville, Detroit. 51. Sorry, I have 61 here. Still 51. I'm going under. Miami, San Francisco over 46.5. That one, if I could put 10 on that one, I probably would.
Right, just text me. Brooke Lopez was better.
Yeah, I see it here in the chat. Yeah, he was the better one. I think he's the only one still playing, so I don't think Robin Lopez is playing anywhere. Did you do any of the NFL games or no?
I haven't wrote them down yet. The one that, I was talking about that Texans line. Seems a little weird. I don't see how. If you had thrown out Cleveland with whoever they've been running out, I still would have been like, I could see them beating the Texans by a touchdown. And then, maybe you're going to think Deshaun Watson's a little distracted because he's got like 40 people suing him here and he's back in Houston and all that. But, you got to imagine he's had so much time to prepare for this that, I don't know. I think Cleveland gets that one. I'm going to look at the San Fran line because all year we've been talking about how San Fran's been getting these crazy.
And I stand corrected. Robin Lopez is playing for Cleveland right now.
Who isn't playing for Cleveland?
Yeah, everyone goes through there once in their career.
Those are a real team. Shit. Who are the 49ers playing this week?
Miami. That's what I just said. Miami San Fran over 46.5.
I'm looking at the point. Oh, they got Miami plus 3.5, huh?
Oh, you're talking about the actual line? Yeah, I got them plus 4 over here, yeah.
San Fran's been getting every time we look, we're like, why is San Fran so heavily favored? That's why I wanted to check this one out. Damn. Vegas must think Miami's got a good chance of going all the way then. Because it seems like every week San Fran's favored.
I love this over 46, though. That's probably definitely my favorite bet of the week.
It's got to be a low line because San Fran's defense is the best in the NFL.
Yeah, but Miami's a good offense, and Miami will let people score too. So,
you got to imagine, like, let's say you're going up against the best defense, right? When you go down and you're like, oh shit, I can't score on them, or we could score on them, then it's like there's nothing else then the line doesn't matter anymore because it's like we could just outrun these dudes or whatever it took to get down there, right? Like if you're able to beat them once, you could just keep beating them the whole game.
Yeah. Let's see. Kansas City's minus 2.5 at Cincinnati. I looked at this one for a while. Over under 53, which I think the under might be an okay play in that game.
Kansas City hasn't been
No, they haven't.
They're missing Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, a little bit. You can tell for sure. Chargers are a small underdog at Las Vegas, which I thought was interesting.
At Las Vegas, so within the a 1 point thing or what?
Yeah, 1 point. That seems really off.
That does seem. Is there an injury or something?
I don't know.
I saw a thing the other day. What do you think about this? It was, I think they did a poll, and it was, I don't know who they polled, but the best NFL players under 25, and they had Herbert at 5, and then they had Tua and
Micah Parsons had to have been on there, right?
Yeah, I think they were just doing QBs and whatever thing. I just happened to glance at the TV.
Oh, okay.
So Herbert was 5, and then it was Tua and the QB for the Eagles.
Hurts.
Yeah, so they were like, is there anything wrong with this? And I was thinking no, because Herbert has played better for more than 1 year. These guys are really playing, Tua was not good last year.
Yeah, it's really their second year. Well, usually they say if you have a really good rookie year, you have a sophomore slump.
Right.
And they haven't really had it. So
that's true, but
that's good
I think
for them.
Herbert, so my thing was just Herbert's just had, even if he's had one more better NFL year, then it's kind of justified putting him there.
Herbert does seem like the better overall arm, especially in terms of accuracy. I don't know maybe about in terms of just strength, but he does seem to be probably a little more accurate. But Tua seems to have more of the intangibles, and Hurts seems to be a little bit of the better athlete. So I guess it just kind of depends on what you want. Hurts has been looking good. He just seems to be making plays, kind of just has a good feel for things right now. So I kind of hate it that he plays for the Eagles, but he's been looking good. And Tua just seems like he's really taking a step up.
I see a Ren popped in.
Yeah. We got you, Ren.
Yeah, who y'all talking about?
Talking about best quarterbacks under 25.
So, yeah, Ren, there was a thing that came out and they were saying
I gotta
about
go to another scan. Yep. Later.
always a pleasure, man. Oh, that fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't know why it was probably just some dumb ESPN thing where they're just trying to get talking because it didn't seem like that big a deal.
Yeah. All right.
I think for sure you probably got to take Herbert and Tua over.
Hurts
It's
probably,
funny though.
yeah.
But Hurts just keeps proving people wrong. He's got the best. It's going to be one of those things where he's like a Russell Wilson. No one wanted to believe it for a couple years.
Yeah, I definitely would take Tua and Herbert definitely over Hurts right now, but can't really deny Hurts. I mean, they're all right there.
Right.
And Herbert's been a little hurt this year, right?
I'm not sure.
I think
Has he missed a game?
I think he's been a little banged up, but not that should matter. All right.
All right, we done though.
Yeah, you want to wrap it up?
Yep.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Later.